that provides an opportunity for people that you communicate with on your page to be a part of your learning experience. Okay. And so we just want to thank God for each and every one of you. And so I'm doing what I need to do here. I just saw something that I had not seen before. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick as you are coming on board, and just kind of go from there. And thankful to God for you, one and all. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where I was and just prepare. Hopefully, according to this, it has fixed the issue that I just saw when it comes down to Facebook, my page, somebody's page, who knows what page. But we'll find out in a little bit whether any of this worked or whether any of this is relevant or whatever. But again, we're just grateful for you, one and all. Right now, we have so many other people that you can watch, so many other people that you can participate with. And the fact that you said, we're just going to hang out today, this evening, and be a part of tonight's learning experience means more than you will ever know. So we are thankful for all of you who have come to share with us on today. So let me take a look at something here. I want to see if by chance it has done what it says it's supposed to do. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Okay, I see that page is up, and so I see that is up. So give me a second as I will go through here, and pull up these other pages so we can make sure that we are doing and we are where we should be. So again, as we had said earlier, it would be such a privilege for you to be kind enough to share, and if you would do so, that would be fantastic. We would appreciate that. Minister Sarah Carletta, be safe in your driving. Sharon, thank you for being here. Minister Faye, Christine, Ethel, thank you so much for being a part of this day's learning experience. I'm just kind of moving a couple of things around. That way I can see as many people as I can see and be as grateful as I can possibly be for the fact that you are with us on this evening. Kathy, Lavernon, Veronica, we bless the Lord for all of you that have come on. Casper, Nancy, Victor, along with Trinette, thank you so much. Elder James, thank you for being here with us on today. And we're glad that you are here with us live and in color. Debbie, Lisa, Timothy, Janet, thank you so much. Thank you, Thea. Good evening to you. Whatever page you are on, whether you are on my page, Union's page, OBSC's page, whichever one it is, I just want to say thank you so much for being with us on today. Cecile, glad that you are here on today, and thankful to God for those of you. Please, if you don't mind, please share. Please share. That would be wonderful. Okay. Jaleesa, Nancy, Cecile, thank y'all so much for being a part of this moment of learning and interaction and all the rest of that stuff that goes along with that. And we just needed to do that. We're getting ready to begin. Share from Atlanta. All right now. Atlanta, GA. And Sylvia Scott, thank you for being here. Tom, good to have you with us. We appreciate the fact that you are here. And something came across my screen. I don't know what it was, but let me take a look here and see if I can see what it was. And it won't let me see what it was. And good evening, Jaylon. Thank you so much for letting us know that all is working well. I got it. Okay. I got it. So we're glad that we're up and doing what we should do, and every page is running. Raymond Vernice, bless you. Debbie, how are you? And so we're glad that you're a part of our learning experience on today. Um, how do I want to do this? Elder Pam, bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Please share, please share, please share, please share, please share. Valerie, I didn't even see you. Hi, how are you? Hope Dad is doing well. Lady Harrison, good evening to you, and grateful for each of you being with us on tonight. So whether you're on Union, Minds, OBSC, whether you're on YouTube, whether you are on the website, whatever apparatus of participation that you are on, we want to count it all joy that you have taken time to be with us on this evening, and we never want to take your participation for granted. Never. Okay? So we just wanted to share that with you. What did the you? Oh Lord, please don't tell me. Winnie, bless you, dear, for being here. Sister Thomas, good. Does it? Are they getting ready to go out on strike? Lord have mercy, Jesus. I missed all of that. Life for me right now has been a little hectic and a little crowded. And so, Minister Mike, how are you, sir? Linda, Denise, I don't know if they decided to go out on strike or not, and if they do. And then we got the debt ceiling issue coming up, and we got this coming up, and that coming up, and this coming up. Oh, Father. So we shall see. We shall see. Here's my question. Do you really know him? Do you really know him? Do you really know who the Lord, our God, is? Myrna, bless you, dear. Thank you for being here with us. Hey, Robin, how are you? Glad you're here with us this evening. Do you really know him, or have you presupposed who he is? What did I just say? What did I mean by that? Have we from time to time taken God and put him in a box and said, we know God? Have we had a few instances in our lives where we've had a brush with him, we've had a moment with him, and we have presupposed that I know God, okay? Well, we bless the Lord, okay? We bless the Lord. I know you were, but you take care of your dad, okay? Here's something that I've learned, Valerie, and I think this is important, and I want to share this with you, and I'm going to share it publicly. Everybody is not a caregiver for a parent. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Whenever the Lord decides to do whatever he wants to do, you will be the one who has peace. I want you to catch what I just said, Valerie. You will be the one who has peace. And so, how many times have we had moments when we really said, I got him, I got him, I know who he is. So my question is, if you know him, do you talk about him? Do you know his history on earth? Do you know what his heart is? Do you know what he's actually doing in your life? Do you know the episodes that God has done things in your world or your realm of relationships? Lavonda, bless you, okay? Or do you just know snippets? Or do you just know little bits and pieces? Because the truth of the matter is, even in our lives, we still really may not know him. We may know him when he has showed up and paid a bill or rescued our health or did something like that. But the question that I'm dealing with is he bigger than what you've claimed him to be? We're praying for your family, Casper. Is he more powerful than what you've experienced him to be? Is he more adamantly and intricately involved in your life than what you really see he is? The one thing that I've learned about God, and the one thing that I've learned over time. Hey, Daryl, how are you? Good evening to you, my friend. Is that there are so many moving pieces of God in my life that on many occasions I fail to recognize more pieces moving than the pieces I think are moving. There is such a complex mechanism of operation of God just in our physical bodies that we pay absolutely no attention to. There's so much that God does in our minds that we pay no attention to. There are so many intricacies and so many circumstances and situations and interventions and different things that God does. Minister Marcia, thank you for being here. That we live life, and in the living of life really don't know how to live life because we haven't seen how God is intricately involved in our lives. When God begins to reveal himself to you, he does something for you that not another human being could do. I'll share this with you. I've sat and listened to many a sermon, many a person preach, many a person teach, many a person bring forth the word of the Lord. But until I get the illumination, until I get the revelation, I've listened to a lot of word, but the word has not permeated me to the point that I actually engage in a new change, a new move, a new paradigm. I'm kind of taking my time with this because I need us, hey Christy, I need us to grasp just how powerful he is. Let's go to the universe. Everything is balanced according to his will. You don't tell the sun to rise, you don't tell it to set. And the truth of the matter is, the sun doesn't rise or set. The sun is stationary. It's the earth that moves, that gives the appearance of rising and setting. Seasons are predicated upon the tilt of the earth. Not because of you observing it, it's the fact that it operates outside of you even willing or wanting it to happen. God is so intricately involved in our well-being that he creates ecosystems that are designed to balance things out so that we don't suffocate. He is so powerful in what he does. The earth spins at the appropriate speed to make sure that we don't fly off of it or that we're not crushed by gravity. Woo-hoo. Teach, Pastor. I'm doing the best I know how. He is so intricately involved in our lives that there are planets and solar systems, and I know I'm going to mess you up when I say this, that are so far beyond our reach, but yet still they exist according to his will. And we live in a microcosm of his majesty. I want you to think about this, because if you just box God into your little world, you will never experience the full magnitude of who he is. If God can maintain ecosystems, and we're messing them up, but guess what? They're not as bad as they could be, though they're getting worse. If God didn't intervene, if God didn't provide these plants and trees and things to take some of the toxins out of the air that we create and turn around and flip them back into oxygen and release them back, where would, oh God, where would we be? Minister Sarah, that's the one thing that many of us pay no attention to, is how God balances everything. Gaither, bless you for being here. God balances, keeps, maintains. Yes, we see these floods where I think 10,000 people perish. We see earthquakes where 2,000 people perish. We see how hot it is out in the west. We see changes are happening. We see hurricanes are coming back to back, and there's cataclysmic destruction that's going on, and all of these things. Have you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered why the hurricanes that leave the coast of Africa leave from the same pattern of slave trade? When the people took us from Africa, the very trajectory of hurricane development is the path that brought slaves to the Americas. Erica, bless you for being here, dear. I want you to see how big your God is. God is so big that he can take a piece of coal and over so many years compress it to the point that it becomes a diamond. He's so much God that he can create jewels through pressure. He is so much God that every planet is in its place and never gets out of place. Have we shrunk him down so small that he can't be who he wants to be in our lives? Oh, I'm going to wait on you. 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 Because we turn around and we complain and we talk about what is the Lord doing, and I don't understand why I'm going through this and that and the other. And in the midst of it all, God is bigger than your headache. God is bigger than your situation. God is so big that he could swallow up your minuscule moment, and he could turn it into a miracle if you would allow him to be who he is. Do you know what a dimmer switch does? A dimmer switch is designed, hey Pat, a dimmer switch is designed to minimize the current so that the light bulb changes its brilliance. A dimmer is designed for you to turn it down. Y'all didn't know that? Oh, listen. Because I kept wondering it myself. I was like, why is it that these things come off of the coast of Africa and it's the line of the slave trade? A dimmer switch is designed to do one of two things: dim or brighten. Dimmer switch. A dimmer switch, when attached to a light in the room, when you dim the light, the perspective of the room is different. Why? Because there's not appropriate illumination. Have you ever, and I've done this myself, I've done this myself. You think you know the room. You think you know the dynamics of the room. You think you know where what is, the bed, the dressers, and all the rest of that stuff. And because the room is dimly lit, you go in there. I got this. I know where everything is, and the next thing you know, you bump into something, you run into something, you stump your toe, you do something, and then the first thing that comes to mind is, where did that come from? Let me help you. It never moved. It never left. It was always there. It is your illumination or perspective of where things are that was out of kilter. But when you turn the dimmer switch all the way up, it brings total illumination, which now I don't have to guess what's in the room. I can see clearly what's in the room. If you really want to know who God is, you must then give him the freedom to provide for you full illumination. Okay? Full illumination. You got to be able to allow him to turn the switch up to 100%, whereby you quit guessing, and you start observing what is really there. He wants to provide for you full illumination of himself, so you'll quit boxing him in and recognizing there's more in the room of he, who he is, what he is, how he is, where he is, that can be seen in a fully lit room than a dimly lit room. I just want to see if you caught that. Too many of us are going into the room dimly lit. God says, if you just hang out with me, spend some time with me, I'll turn the light up to the point, get this, you'll never stump your toe again. You'll never have a misconception again. You'll never go in the wrong direction again. You'll never go in the wrong drawer again. You'll never misconceive where things are placed again. You will quit knocking stuff off the nightstand. You'll quit doing this. You'll quit doing that. Why? Because the light is designed to allow the retina of your eye to see fully what's actually there so that you can navigate it. God says, I want to show you how to navigate life. I want to show you how to walk in light. Okay, you got to remember, Jesus says that we are salt and light, and so what should happen is, in the midst of everything that we come into, we should have the switch on 100%, so that when we go into the room, we can clearly see what's there. The problem is I boxed him into a dimly lit understanding of who he is. And because I have a dimly lit understanding of who he is, I'm stumbling through life. I'm stumbling through relationships. I'm stumbling through family. I'm stumbling through all of these different things. And the problem is, here, get this. I get mad at the stuff in the room than getting mad at the fact that I can't see what's in the room by my own choice. Christy, did you catch that? Pat, did you catch that? Listen. This is going to be funny. The stuff in the room don't move. The bed don't move. The dresser don't move. The lamps don't move. The nightstands don't move. None of that stuff moves. It is stationary. God says, I'm a stationary God. Every blessing I got is already in place. The problem is you can't see it. Ooh. And when you can't see it, rather than knowing where the blessing is, you bumping into stuff that wasn't designed for you to bump into. Can I go? Carletta, are you catching it? Don't answer, Carletta, because you're driving. I'm sorry. Lavonda, I need to know if we're getting this, because this is important. We have way too many preconceived notions of who he is. And so what happens is, I'm getting ready to share something with you. It's going to blow your mind. We get mad at God for not looking like our preconceived notions. I know you didn't hear what I just said. We get mad at God because God is not where we think he is, rather than knowing where he is. And here's the funny thing about it is God wants you to know where he is. That's right, Christy. Listen, listen. There's a passage of scripture that I want to look at because I want to live free. I want to live happy. I want to live content. And yeah, I'm going to add this. I want to live prosperous. But you can't see where the prosperity is when you too busy falling in the dark, going to the ER, getting patched up, not realizing that because you don't know where stuff is, now you don't cost money rather than getting in. I wish there's a passage of scripture that I want us to look at and see if this helps the illumination. You have to understand that as soon as you think you know him, Kathy, he shows himself to be more than what you know. Yeah, I did, Erica. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Eh, Only truth sets free. Fallacy continues to develop faltered faith. Let me say it again. Only truth sets free. Fallacy continues to develop faulty faith. Because real faith is predicated upon the truth, not what it sees. You can't say God is like this, God is like that, because the truth of the matter is there is this ongoing move of God in your life. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a real big favor, everybody that's on here? I would really appreciate it if you would put in the chat whether you are on YouTube or whether you are on Facebook. I want you to put this in the chat if you don't mind. I need full illumination. Or, no, I'm going to leave it just like that because that's what I need full illumination. And you can cheat and look it up, the word up, all that kind of stuff. You'll be just fine. ILLUMINATION. I don't want to embarrass nobody. You need to know. Hey, Cora, praying for you. I understand that you were at a funeral today, so we're praying that you and that family and everybody is doing well. I need full illumination. Or if you don't want to put all of that in there, just put in there, I need 100%. I need 100%. I need my viewpoint needs to be 100%. There's a passage while you're doing that. Isaiah 55 verse 9. Isaiah 55 verse 9. I want you to get this. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. Woo. Lord Jesus. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Man, that's that right there. That right there pins it. I need full illumination. Thank you, Sister Thomas. I need 100%. I need the stigmatisms and the cataracts removed. I need every impediment that is standing in the way of me being able to be what God would have me to be. Let me read it one more time. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Here is what he's saying, y'all. Here is what he's saying. Here is what he's saying. Veronica and Kathy, here's what he's saying. Here's what he's saying. Quit minimizing me into your world and expand into minds. You need 200%. I hear you, Cora. I hear you. Because a 200% wattage light bulb is even brighter than 100%. See, you threw that in there. I needed to. Elder James, and I want to see to make sure that you're grasping this, because we want to shrink God into our world. God says, no, I want to expand you into minds. Because who I am and what I am and where I am and why I am in your life is greater than anything you could ever imagine. And the problem is, I can never show you the full magnitude of my glory because you're too busy trying to condense me into what you think I am. Gwendolyn, bless you for being here from the Glass City. Are y'all hearing me? Y'all, maybe the reason that I can't receive some things from God or move in some things from God or be what God, I believe, has created me to be, is because I'm minimizing who he is. Because a lot of times who God says you are is beyond where you are right now. Many times where God says you are is beyond where you are right now. And the problem is I have become comfortable in the where I am rather than where I should be. I'll go back and look at that later so you can catch that. Let that illumination begin to germinate and develop in your spirit so you can understand. The reason I'm not able to get where I need to be is because the God that I serve is too small to do it. The reason I'm not able to accomplish what God has called me to be is because the God I serve is too small. Maybe I'm not able to move into some directions in life. It's because he's too small. He ain't all powerful. He's not an all powerful being. He's not the I am that I am, the everything and all of that. No, he's just kind of something that I call on every now and then. And God says, if you would just take me out of your box, I will take you into who I am. And when you come into who I am and the light bulb goes off and everything becomes illuminated, then you'll be able to walk in the power of who I created you to be, because you are made in my image and unto my likeness. Lord, 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 Lord. I'm trying to the very best of my ability not to get a shout in here, because I'm telling you right now, I'm feeling something in my spirit. I'm feeling something that is going on in my spirit right now, and I'm not trying to go crazy. I'm not trying to get but I want us to understand something. We've got to take God outside of the box. We gotta take him outside of who we think he is and why we think he is. We've got to begin to develop. Hey, Sonia, did you have your surgery yet? If you did, praying for you. If not, we're praying in advance that all will go well. Listen to what I'm saying. We have to quit minusculing God. We have to stop minimizing who he is. Listen, if he is the creator of the universe and the sustainer of everything that is beyond our comprehension, he is God enough to get into your situation. He is God enough to guide you. He is God enough to keep you. He is God enough to love you. He is God enough to protect you. He is God enough to provide. He is God enough, but you got to take him outside of that little box that you built for him. Okay? And you got to remember, as high as the heavens are above the earth, so are my ways and so are my thoughts than yours. And what I've got to learn how to do and what I've got to learn how to recognize is that if I'm really going to be what God would have me to be, I got to go a little deeper. I got to get shocked by God. I got to get amazed by God. I've got to get charmed by God. Lord, have mercy, help me. I gotta be able to get into the humor of God. I gotta remember that I gotta get into the emotions of God. I've got to remember that there's no bottom to God's provision. Mm, 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 mm. I got to get into the romance of God, the dynamics of God, the artistic abilities of God. I got to get into everything. I wish I had 5 people. I got to get into everything that God is, but in order for me to get into everything that God is, I got to get out of what I have preserved or predetermined that God is. He's not what I think he is. He is greater than anything I could ever imagine. Did you get that, Jaleesa? Did you get that, Minister Faye? Did you get that, Lady Harrison? Did you get that, Minister Sarah? Lavonda? I need to know. Did you get that? Did you get that, Laverne? And did you get that, Kathy? Did you get that, Veronica? Did you get that? Did you get it? Did you get? I want to see if you got it. Winnie, did you get it? Winnie, Winnie? Did you get it? Did you get it? I need you to get it. Okay, Carletta, that's right. Let him out. Let him out. You are limiting the power of our God and placing him in a minuscule situation. Problems arise when we fail to allow God to be God. When we put him into this little tiny tin can and we have predetermined that he can't be greater than that, then we limit his greatness. Every now and then we have to be honest with ourselves. That many of the shortcomings that have happened in our life have happened at our hand. Many of the shortcomings in our life. Okay, Sonia, we're praying for your recovery, that it be a speedy one. Many things that fall short in our lives are at our hands. That's right, lady. He's greater than your imagination. I wish I had. I'm trying to make sure that you got it, because if you got it, then you can live in the new illumination, the brighter illumination, the better revelation and understanding of who he is, because now you are not functioning in dimness, but you're functioning in full illumination. He's a great mathematician. He's a scientist. He's a logist. He listen. He is not an inventor. He is the invention. And inventors plug into him because whatever they're going to invent comes from the person who knows how to invent. Y'all can't handle me. Y'all can't handle me tonight. The person who invented the world is the greatest inventor. The person who can step out into nothing and say, let there be, and it comes into existence is the greatest inventor. So if you're going to be an inventor, you have to plug into the one who knows how to invent. And let me add just a little bit more to this. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be rich financially, but you should do better. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a millionaire or anything like that, but you might live like one, because God will illuminate situations so that you can take advantage of opportunities that come your way that don't nobody else see but you. You remember I preached about Saul on the Damascus Road, and when I talked about that a couple of Sundays ago, I talked about the fact that the only person that heard the intelligent conversation was between Saul and God. The other men that were with Saul heard a voice, but it was unintelligent to them. They could not figure out what it was. And the reason they couldn't figure it out is because the message was not for them. God has a message for you, but you got to be able to hear him. You got to be able to understand him. You got to be able to say, I got you, God. I'm gonna quit worrying. Good evening, Carolyn. I'm gonna quit worrying. I'm gonna quit being bent out of shape. Glad that you have safe travel back and forth from the injection, and we're praying that it provides what you need it to be in order for your voice box to work appropriately. Listen to what I'm saying. Do you know him? Do you really know him? If you know him, you learn to walk with him. You learn to be everything that he would have you to be if you know him. If you know him, then you know how to trust him. If you trust him, you will know that he is trustworthy. If you've experienced his full or going through the full illumination process, you will recognize clearly that there's none like him. And so that's all I'm trying to share with you today. That's all that I'm trying to get you to see. That's all that I'm trying to get you to understand. Is that God is an awesome God. Let me get this out here. Fourth Sunday is the church anniversary, asking each household to give $100. Like I said before, we're not going to sweat the small stuff. We're not going to get bent out of shape. We're not going to fall out. We're not going to do all of that. If you can, do it. If you can't, that's fine. If you want to do more, do it. If you want to do less, do it. We are not going to fall out. We are not going to get bent out of shape. We are not going to get tore up. Our God is greater than getting mad and upset with one another. Okay? All that is a sacrificial gift that we've asked each household to give. My question is your God greater? I just had to throw that out there. Listen to me, and listen to me. God will provide if you let him. But you got to let him. God will provide. Listen, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your learning experience on today. Thank you so much for taking this time out of your schedule to just come and allow me to share, to impart, to bring illumination so that you as the people of God can demonstrate the power of God that exists in you. So that other people who are bent out of shape, other people who are tore up, other people that don't know what to do, where to go, how to get there, or anything else can look at you and say, what is it that you've got? And you can tell him he's wonderful. He's a wonder to my soul. It's the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in our eyes. There's none like him. And can I tell you this, and I'm going to let you go, it becomes more than a cliche. You'll say he's real He's real in my soul. So listen, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you so much for allowing me to share. I'm going to get out of here. And so I'll see you at 12 noon tomorrow as we do our snapshot. I know some of y'all ain't going to be there because it was a little tight today. It was a little tight, little tight, little tight. But every lesson can't be a shout. Sometimes lessons need to be an evaluation moment so we can really take a good look at ourselves. And as we talked about tonight, let's find out if you really know him. I love you with the love of Jesus Christ from the depths of my heart and my soul. Love you so much for who you are and what you are doing and what God is doing in your life. You rest well. Have a good evening. Know that God is able to do above and beyond all you could ask or think. May God bless you. May he keep you, is our